Hi everybody, John here with another MTGO video. This time we have jumped into the MOCS Open for April 8th. This is going to be 10 rounds of sealed, or until I decide that I have lost enough with a cut to top 8, which would then be draft, I believe. And yeah, I'm really interested. I've never done a MOCS Open before. I've played in a few GPs, of course, and I've done these kind of long-form, larger tournaments. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out. And you're going to stick here with me for the sealed build, as well as, again, like however many games I end up playing. And, hopefully we do well. I would love to be able to go back and be like, yeah, I did really well in my first MOCS Open ever. But, we've got 3 minutes here to go, and I'll catch you back when the draft starts, or the sealed build starts. It's early here. Alright, and here we are for the sealed build. We've got about 20 minutes or so. This is 6 packs of Rivals of Ixalan, as well as 2 packs of Ixalan. Let's see if we've got any sort of spice in our rares. Well, we have 7 rares, which is nice. We have an extra rare. Let's go ahead and... interesting. They have Dreadmaw, the Dusk Legion Zealot, Legion Conquistador, and Sailor of Means sorted with the lands. That's cool. Sort by color again. So let's look at our rares real quick just to see kind of where we want to be. If we're playing 2 colors, Archer of Roscoe is going to be pretty insane, so I feel pretty good about playing it. Tomb Robber I've played previously and it was underwhelming, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this guy up here. We may play it if necessary. Voda's Hunger and Hostage Taker are two good reasons to be black or blue-black. Brass's Bounty is average. I guess it depends on what we're trying to do. If we decide to be super greedy, we could play it. There's also Engrath's Marauders, which is not really good. And then there's Galta, which is just insane if you can land it and you're able to be like even moderately insane with it. So there's no real direction here in our rares aside from the Archer of Roscoe. So I don't feel too bad about just trying out what different decks we have. I think the first thing that I want to look at is trying to play this Hostage Taker. So let's look at our blue and black, which you'll notice isn't a ton of cards. And then we'll bring these in, of course. So, Taker, Hunger. So what do we have? This is 28. Oh, we also have a Forsaken Sanctuary, so we can splash white or black somewhat easily, as well as a Traveler's Amulet. And what do we have here? Well, we've got some stuff. Silvergale Adept, so Merfolk is nice. We have Direfleet Hoarder, Dusk Legion Zealot. We have a couple Dark Inquiries, which are fine and sealed. We do have a Forerunner of the Coalition, which can help find our Hostage Taker or any other kind of super spicy pirates we have. We also have a Golden Demise, which early on I was not too keen on, but after seeing it in action a few times, this card is actually just insane. And I mean, this deck it's not terrible. I mean, we're not playing this Canal Monitor if we can help it. We have a few more cuts we can make. I don't think we're main decking 2 Dark Inquiries. And actually, if we're at this point, this could be just a 15-land deck and just go play it, chip it, see how it goes. I don't know if that's actually good, however. Like, our removal is Waternauts and then Hostage Taker. So there's not a lot of removal here in this pool, which makes our black a little less good. I mean, okay, there's Voda's Hunger as well as Golden Demise. There's not a lot of removal here. So I'm not too keen on this right now, actually. I mean, it's decent, but this is just like average. This is like just average colors. Plus, we might have a decent ability of splashing this Hostage Taker. So I think I'm kind of off blue-black just as a deck, just to start off with. My opinion, of course, it may change depending on what the rest of our colors look like when we kind of lay them out. Well, we've got 19, we have 19 white cards. So let's go ahead and look and see how it lays out. No, I want to sort by CMC. Alright, well, so Demystify is a sideboard card. Cleansing Ray is a sideboard card. Ooh, we have a Vampire Forerunner, that's nice. Double Luminous Bonds is good. Only one Legion Conquistador, but we may have to play that anyways. So our white isn't terrible. It's got some good removal, it has some cheap creatures, it also has a great win condition in Pride of the Conquerors, and we can get any kind of vampire card that we want. Now, I don't think we had any, like, absurd vampires in black. In fact, the only black vampire we have is this Legion Zealot. So we can actually play, like, this Forerunner of the Legion and be totally okay with fetching things like Sky Marcher Aspirant or Sanguine Glorifier, depending on the needs of the matchup. And also, again, we have two great removal spells and Luminous Bonds. Blue also has 2 Water Knots as well. And I tried blue-white before in a sealed pool, and it didn't pan out super well. Like it didn't have the. I actually got beat by another deck that was blue-white. Although blue-white we could play this Forsaken Sanctuary and splash Hostage Taker. That's interesting. That's interesting. Oh well, actually, let's look at that. Let's look at blue-white splashing Hostage Taker with Forsaken Sanctuary and Traveler's Amulet. So let's look at this sorted by converted mana cost. So in this deck, I would still want to play 1 Swamp. We do have a few other means of splashing this black card. Let's see. I don't think this deck is going to play Sea Legs. How many Merfolk do we have? Because I think River Sneak and Silvergill Adept are just not going to be good in this deck without the density of it. Yeah, like we've got Storm Sculptor. Yeah, so Silvergill's out. River Sneak is out. The rest of these seem fine. How about... we have River Darter too, but I think River Darter actually might be decent in sealed, because it can just get by dinosaurs at times. It's also just a 2/3. Pterodon Knight. Flying if you have a dinosaur. We don't have that many dinosaurs in this deck. Also, we just have better things. Storm Sculptor. So Storm Sculptor is unblockable, so that helps with the plan of just, getting in and getting in. We can put a Curious Obsession on it and just really go to town. Also lets us reset if our opponent puts a Luminous Bonds or one on one of our creatures. I think Sunrise Seeker is the weakest card remaining. So this would be 26, so we would still need a few more cuts. So Sanguine Glorifier has to put a counter on another vampire. And at this point, the only other vampires are Forerunner, Martyrs, and then the Aspirant. So I think we could be fine cutting a few of those. Makes our Forerunners a little worse. Or this Forerunner worse. So this is 16. So I think I don't mind cutting the Forerunner in this specific build. And so this would be 23. We would add a Swamp, some plains, and some islands. Our mana would be pretty taxed because we have a bunch of white 2-drops, and then we have 3 double blue cards, as well as a blue-black splash card. I'm not feeling this right now, but it's good. It was at least good to kind of like see what it looks like so that we can kind of look at it again later. Now, I wanted to look at our red because I did see a Bombard in there, just to see what it looks like. I also want to look at Merfolk here in a little bit. We do have a reason to be red-green and Raging Regisaur. And our red it's not great. I mean, I don't think we want to play this Brass's Bounty or Angrass Marauders. We'd rather not play this Zoroaster Raptor, although we may not have a choice. Our red is shallow, but it's playable. So let's combine it with green real quick. And then add in this Raging Regisaur. And see what this looks like. So this would be 30. I don't think this deck is going to play Jade Bearers. We're also probably not playing Ryle. We don't really have any good enraged targets, it seems. This deck is actually probably playing Wild Growth Walker as a 1/2 or as a 1/3 because I don't think we have any other Explore creatures in this pool specifically. I think we still cut these. We're gonna play Galta in this deck because Galta is just insane. This is 25. Huh. So the good news is that our red has some really insane removal in Strike and Bombard and Unfriendly Fire, and then we also have Hunt the Weak as a really strong green removal spell. I'd almost be more interested in looking at red-black, but I think our red-black's going to be like even worse than I think it's going to be. So we've also got, this big boy over here in Galta. We also have Commune with Dinosaurs to help a little bit. Also, there's Trove, although I don't think this deck wants to play Trove. So honestly, I would be considering playing this with 16 lands, including Arch of Orazca. This seems so average. So average. So, let's look at blue-green. So I wanted to look at what the Merfolk deck is going to look like. And the Merfolk deck is definitely playing Jade Bearers. Alright. Do this. And then CMC. Alright, like I thought, pretty heavy here. So now so I also have River Sneak here. So how many Merfolk do I have? So I have 2 Jade Bearers. I have Sneaks and Adept. We've got River Darter. We've got Pioneer. We've got Vine Shaper Mystic and Swift Warden. And then Storm Sculptor. So that's 9 Merfolk. That's actually not terrible for a sealed pool. Also, like, curving, like, Sneak into Jade Bearer or whatever is going to be really good. This deck would not play Sea Legs. This deck would still play Commune. Commune would just find lands, which is going to be helpful as well in a deck that needs blue-blue and green-green. Also, this has an additional ability to splash because we have New Horizons. So actually, this deck could also play this Traveler's Amulet and could actually probably splash this Hostage Taker. Now, we could also play this Arch of Orazca, but that'd be really stretching our mana. So let's not look at it right now. So we're at 29, and we need to make some cuts. So I think Wild Growth Walker goes in this build. Let's see. I think that... Yeah, this is getting close. I think Crash is still going to be really good in this style of deck, because if this is blue-green, it's not going to have a lot of ways of removing the opponent's creatures. And we've got decent Merfolk to put counters on with, like, Vine Shaper Mystic. It's like, what if we go turn 2 Sneak into turn 3 Vine Shaper Mystic? Then we have a 3/3 unblockable that attacks for a turn, and then it just keeps going in and over and over and over again. Run Aground is a piece of interaction that this deck would desperately need. Curious Obsession is also going to be pretty good. Like, put Curious Obsession on a River Sneak or put it on a Kitesail Corsair. Go to town. I think I cut Hardy Veteran. Like, the more I looked at it, I was like, this card it's a bear, which is nice, but we're doing better things. We can do better things in this deck. I think we want to main deck Crushing Canopy because having a Plummet as well as a Naturalize is going to be really powerful. Again, I think we're playing New Horizons. I think we cut Frill back. And then at this point, I think we can cut Commune. And then once again, we're in this discussion of can we play 15 lands? The answer is I don't know if we can play 15 lands in this deck. We are very heavy, and we're very heavy on our 3-drop and really reliant on hitting our 3s. We have a Traveler's Amulet, which can approximate a land as well. And if that's the case, then I would probably want to play this Commune as well, if we want to just be able to find lands. And so then I keep looking at these water knots. So if I want to like cut a water knot and then be like, okay, sure, we're going to add basics. We're going to put in 1 swamp. And then I guess 7/6. So that would be 7, 8 green sources. Well, 9 including Sailor of Means. Then that would be 6, 7, 8 blue sources. So I'm not counting Sailor of Means because I would need blue to play Sailor of Means. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 potential sources of black. Yeah, I don't know. This pool is weird. I only got 3 minutes left to figure out what I want to do. So I think blue-white had the most removal. Granted, it's also some of the most fragile removal. Although I didn't actually cut like River Sneak or Silvergill Adept. I didn't even look at green black because it's got like Jungle Keeper. It's got Recover to kind of pick things up from the graveyard. But then again, its removal is kind of weak as well. And we've also just got like insane removal in red. Like we've got Lightning Strike and Bombard and Unfriendly Fire. Huh. So I think I want to do something along these lines, but let's real quickly, real fast, look at red-black real quick. Just so that I can have it in my head of what this looks like. So this is 28. This deck isn't playing Ryle. This deck is not playing Double Dark Inquiry. This deck actually could splash for Hostage Taker. Because Hostage Taker is actually just that high of an upside card. Plus we have Forerunner of the Coalition. This deck wouldn't play Brass's Bounty. Well, actually, hold on. Would it play Brass's Bounty? We've got one source of treasure. Oh, we've also got an Explore your creature as well as Recover. Oh, we've also got Trove. So actually, no, this deck wouldn't play Brass's Bounty. We've got enough things to do already. Oh, it wouldn't play Canal Monitor. And then I guess we play the Marauders just kind of as a late game card because it can't just like win out of nowhere. And then play Traveler's Amulet, and then just run with that, I guess. This does speak to me on an emotional level, being an aggro player. Is this better than this? Oh wait, this deck wouldn't play Shake the Foundations. Man, this is close. No, yeah, we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do this. This may be loose. This may just be a big mistake. But I think that being able to play Unfriendly Fire, Bombard, and Lightning Strike, as well as having like Forerunner of the Coalition to go find Hostage Taker, is just going to be way higher upside than playing the Merfolk deck. The Merfolk deck also looks really sweet, and I don't feel too bad about it. Even though we're not playing Galta, and we are playing Ingrass Marauders. Because again, we could just like randomly get there with Ingrass Marauders. But yeah, this is the deck, and let's see how it does in round 1. Alright, here we are for round number 1. We would like to be on the play, yes. And this hand's pretty decent. It's missing double red for our Orazca Raptor. But we do get to play a turn 2 Dust Legion Zealot, and we can just suit up with Mark of the Vampire if we're feeling particularly frisky. So, yeah, we're going to keep this hand. We're going to lead on the mountain. Just in case, like, if they play if they play a particularly dangerous X1, we can just dual shot it. I don't think they are, but you never know. Yeah, pretty easy Dust Legion Zealot here. We want to find our 4th land. Now we want to be able to play this Orazca Raptor or this Mark of the Vampire. Plus, like all of the rest of our pools, it has been our pools that were very heavy in our 3s. So we're going to see how far this Frenzied Raptor can get us. Yes, I would like to use this ability. And we got Trove of Temptation, which could be awkward. But it does make us treasure, which can ramp us forward a little bit. Opponent is also going to play their own Dust Legion Zealot. Alright, so we found a swamp, which is good for our Trove of Temptation. But we're just going to play this Frenzied Raptor and say go. Alright, so they are black-white. They follow up with Voracious Vampire. So that's going to give the Dust Legion Zealot Menace and +1/+1. Which is moderately awkward, but not a whole ton we can do there. Yeah, we'll just take 2. Don't feel too bad about that. Alright, we will untap. And I think we're just going to play this Trove of Temptation. Which is a little counterintuitive, because now they have to attack us, but I think they're going to attack us anyways. But it also gives us double red for this Orazca Raptor. Or if we need to, we can use that red to dual shot. And then we're just going to stay home. Like we may use this Frenzied Raptor to block if we need to. This Dust Legion Zealot isn't attacking into this Voracious Vampire anyways. So we'll just say go. Opponent plays a swamp, and then they're going to go into what? Alright, they're just going straight to combat. Alright, so they have to attack me with at least 1 creature. That seems like the right play. We're going to take it. And what's their follow-up? Dinosaur Hunter. Well, Hunter ruins the plan that I had of trying to put this Mark of the Vampire on this Frenzied Raptor. Then they follow up with Martyr of Dusk, which is also a really good vampire card. We're going to draw a card, and we draw another swamp. Man, if you watch the other video, I've been getting real flooded, real bad. So we're going to sack this artifact for red, and play our Orazca Raptor. And then we're going to say go. And just kind of pass it to our opponent. The Orazca Raptor presents a fairly large roadblock for anything that our opponent may want to try to do, at least. Also, thanks to Trove, we get to kind of hold up this dual shot again. And the opponent's going to go straight into the attacker step. Attack with the Voracious Vampire. So they have 4 cards in hand. I think we just take it this time? I mean, they have to attack us, thanks to Trove. They could have one of the mini pump spells. So, let's see. I don't want to lose my Raptor here, so I'm just going to go ahead and take this 2 damage. I'm not so keen on it, but we will eventually need to get in there. And they'll play Call to the Feast. Alright, so they're definitely on the good side of a vampire's deck. I think I'm going to go ahead and use my dual shot to kill 2 of these vampire tokens. It feels bad trading it for a for trading like one of my cards for 2/3 of their card, but Call of the Feast is going to be really annoying for us. And also eventually we're going to find some of our better removal anyways. Now they could be thinking about a Skullduggery here, kind of like negate half this dual shot, kill this Dust Legion Zealot. But I think they wanted to try to use that in combat if possible. On the flip side, they could be bottlenecked on white mana, and they just don't have the mana to play out all their white cards. Yeah, if our opponent is tanking on this decision, it's probably with something like a Skullduggery. There's no other card for single black mana that I could think of that they would be kind of puzzling over and figuring out if that's something that they actually want to do. So I think the next best card that I want to find is our... Okay, so they let it resolve. But again, that does signal to me that they probably... Excuse me. That they probably do actually just have Skullduggery in hand. Well, we found Tomb Robert, who can be pretty good. And I think we're just going to play Tomb Robert. And since he has Menace, I wouldn't feel too bad about putting this Mark of the Vampire on him. And one of the things that Tomb Robert can do for you is he can actually churn through our deck pretty efficiently. If we're getting excess lands like we kind of are with this basic swamp. Also with Trove, we're going to get a consistent stream of treasure, so getting our splash color isn't too important. There he is, the Anointed Deacon. Alright, so Deke is probably going to buff the Voracious Vampire. Yep, that makes sense. And so now he's going to get in with his 4/2 Menace. Alright, and we are going to go ahead and block this time with Raptor and Dust Legion Zealot. It's kind of a sad 2-for-1 here, but I don't think we have any other choice. We have to get this off the board. Anytime a Deacon lands and they're able to kind of give one of their evasive vampires +2/+0, that's really annoying. In a turn, we are going to explore with Tomb Robert. What do we find on the top of the deck? We find Direfleet Hoarder. I will keep Direfleet Hoarder on top. That's a good find for us. It dies into treasure. We can trade it off for something pretty freely here. Also gives us a treasure when it dies, so it's as though it never left. And I think we're just gonna say go here as well. There is some rationale for like suiting up this Tomb Robber with Mark of the Vampire, but I don't know how useful that's going to be. Because like if we put Mark of the Vampire on it, it becomes a 4/4 Menace. We attack. They like double block with this. Okay, so they're going to Reaver Ambush the Raptor. Sure, that's fine. Reaver Ambush is a very good card. This way they can put the they're gonna put the ++ counter on the +2/+0 on a vampire. Sure. Have your vampire trade for my Direfleet Hoarder, I suppose. Oh, and you're gonna serve with a bunch of dudes. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna trade for. What do we want to trade for? Huh. This vampire is going to be the most annoying, I think. Just because they're going to be able to gain so much life. So yeah, we'll trade for the vampire. We'll get a treasure out of the deal. It also stops the most damage. Opponent falls over the swamp into Fathom Fleet border. And they have another pirate, so they're not losing life. We will now draw a card. It is a Grasping Scoundrel. What can we do here? How can we navigate this board state? So I can play the Scoundrel and then block for a turn. Or I can put Mark of the Vampire on this Tomb Robber to kind of dissuade some attacks. Yeah, I think my line is I'm going to play Grasping Scoundrel. Mainly as a chump blocker. And then Mark of the Vampire up, Tomb Robert. Make a 4/4 Menace Lifelink. Although the Menace part is not important right here. The important part is being able to block some of their big dudes that are coming over to play. They found a Cutlass. Cutlass is not good because that's just going to go on the Firebrand, or not the Firebrand, the Cutthroat. So Cutthroat's 5, and then I guess it matters what they put the Deacon's ability on. Put it on the Martyr. Okay. And let's see if how they decide to attack. Yeah, that's the pretty basic attack. So, I have to block. That's not a question. And I think this block is pretty free. Sure gives them a 1/1 lifelink after the deal. The only question is, what do I want to block with my Tomb Robber? And oh man, this if I do block and I lose it, then I have an empty board, and they have a billion things, and they have a card in hand, and I don't. But then I get this Fathom Fleet border off the table. But then they move this Cutlass over to whatever they want, and then that's bad. I think I'm priced into blocking. Granted, if they did have that if this one card in their hand is a Skullduggery, then I get blown out here. Okay, it's not. So we go to 13. They make a 1/1. Then they can equip the Cutlass, or they can play whatever else is in their hand. Oh, it's March of the Drowned. Yeah, that's worse. And then they move the Cutlass onto the Vampire. Alright. So now we draw a land. Of course we draw a land. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage next turn. So I would go to 1. And then I don't think there's a single card in my deck that can come back from this. So yeah, I think we're just dead here. Yeah. We're kind of just dead. Yeah, our hand did not match up well against their go wide with dude's plan. Which stinks, because I think that our hand could have actually matched up pretty well if we had drawn the right parts. Like, the Golden Demise is actually insane against them. Or it can be, at least. We just never saw it. So I think that this deck is actually matched up pretty well against theirs. I guess the question is... Well, no, I think I'd want hard removal for their creatures, because like I don't want to put a Water Knot or a Luminous Bonds on the Deacon, because the Deacon's just going to do his thing regardless. I guess the question is there anything else that I would want to bring in and splash out of the sideboard? And I think the answer is no. Yeah, I think the answer is no. Yes, I would like to play first. Oh, this hand's great. We will keep it. Not only does it have 2 of our removal spells, but it has an Amulet and a Dust Legion Zealot. This is essentially like a Mold of 6, because I don't know when we're casting this Stampeding Horncrest. But this hand is just fantastic. Drew a land, which is perfect. I want this Dust Legion Zealot to find action, and hopefully not a land. There she is. There's the best card in our deck. Are you gonna play? Oh, you're gonna play Martyr of Dusk, sure. So we're gonna play Mountain and play Hunter. I really don't want a Lightning Strike or Bombard a Martyr of Dusk. I think end of turn I'm going to sack this Traveler's Amulet to go get a island. Opponent plays a Plains. They're going to play Voracious Vampire. Okay, so they had the Vampire in hand again. Give this guy +1/+1 a Menace. I think that just means we're gonna be taking 3 here. Again, I'd be trading my board for it, and that's a little awkward right now. Let's crack our Amulet. Get the island. Alright, so we found all of our removal. So I could play Hostage Taker and take this Voracious Vampire off the table, and then play it later on our turn. I don't know how good that's going to be. Because I think they... Alright, so what other targets did we see in their deck? That we saw Dust Legion Zealot, we saw Anointed Deacon. And I think taking a Deacon off the table is going to be more impactful. We also have just like a million removal spells. And we didn't see anything that our removal spells can't hit. Well, first up, let's see if they are interested in trading. I don't think they are. But we'll see. Like, if they have Reaver Ambush, then this line is a little awkward. Because then they can, like, if they can remove Hostage Taker at instant speed. Yeah, they're not interested in that. But I think I do like this line because we already have so much removal in hand that getting the tempo play and getting the Voracious Vampire off the board. And then even on our next turn, if we just go, play Voracious Vampire, give our Dust Legion Zealot Menace and Bash, then that's pretty good for us. Opponent has another Martyr of Dusk, okay. Alright, so we drew a mountain, which is nice. So I think we're just going to cast our Vampire now. Leaving out black, because that's our next most represented color. Give our Dust Legion Zealot Menace. And then we're just going to attack with it. And I guess we could attack with Hostage Taker as well. I'm going to leave the Dinosaur Hunter back. I don't want to trade it for one of their Martyrs. But this way, both of their blocks have to be doubles. Alright, so they double block the Hostage Taker, which is pretty decent, actually. And I don't mind it going to our graveyard because we have access to a you make some vampire tokens. It's whatever. Because we have access to recover. Like being able to recover our Hostage Taker in the late game is going to be really impactful. And then also we just have Lightning Strike up, so that's nice. Like having access to all of these cards is going to be really useful. Kind of going later in the game. So they're going to play Forerunner of the Coalition. So they're going to go find a pirate that they want. What pirate do you find? We know they have the Border. We know they have a Dust Legion Zealot. I mean, we also have a Forerunner of the Coalition in our deck too. Oh, they're going to start chaining Forerunners together? Well, that's a little awkward. Alright, we're going to draw Recover. Perfect. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to attack with the Vampire as well as the Dinosaur Hunter. Well, are we? I think, well, let's see how they block the Vampire. Because that may change my mind. They're going to double block with their Vampire tokens. I think I'm fine. I'm fine doing this. You know, trade their card for two of their tokens. I think that's okay. I don't necessarily want to recover our hostage taker. I want them to have that. I want them to see that later. So let's just play a giant 5-mana 4/4, and then we still have all our removal as well as our recover. Really puts us in a good position to go late game. Now we do know that they have March of the Drowned, which can also be awkward. All right, so they played their Forerunner. So we're going to lose a life and go to 15. They're going to find another pirate. Now they find the Border. Okay. No attacks with the Forerunners. Sure. Found a mountain. Let's see here. So I think the next thing we're going to do is attack. Dust Legion Zealot can't attack into this board. It's a free block for them. They're going to double block the Horncrest. Well, I am fine with this trade. Are they fine with this trade? They are fine with this trade. Okay. That surprised me a little bit. Huh. So I guess the question now is, do I recover the hostage taker now? I think that play signifies to me that they actually have March of the Drowned in hand. We'll just say go. So there's the Border, so they're going to take 3 off of the Border. Because they don't have any other pirate, or take 2 off the Border, excuse me. So now, I guess the question is, do I want to try to bombard it? Because they could have something like a Triumph, or a Moment of Triumph, or something else. So yeah, let's bombard you. Nope, they have nothing. Perfect. Heartstopper is fine. So they had actually just F6, and we're like, okay, you don't have anything. We will play our Heartstopper. This leaves up both Strike and Unfriendly Fire, which these can both go Dome. So they're effectively at 4. Mausoleum Harpy. Harpy's cool. So we have 6 mana. If we draw a black source, can we draw a black source? Yes. So I just want to double check. So 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Recover hostage taker. Then play hostage taker. Take the Harpy. Attack for 4, put you to 7. And then, unless you gain life on your turn, you are dead on hand, not dead on board. Follow up is tap, 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 tap. 3 mana. This isn't Golden Demise mana. Not that Golden Demise helps them a ton here. They're going to recover the border, play a land, play the border, take 2, go to 5. You draw Mark of the Vampire. So let's play the swamp. For sake of completeness, we'll cast their Harpy. Now we have the City's Blessing, and now we attack with with the team, which is doubly bad for them because if they block anything, then the Harpy is going to become a 4/4, and the best blocks they have, there's no way they were winning that game from that position. So in that case, our hand matched up better than against their hand. So now we're going to be on the draw. And we didn't even have to show them Unfriendly Fire or Lightning Strike, which is even better in that case. They now know about Recover, which is like moderate. Like they could assume that we have Recover in our deck anyways. It's a pretty good common as anyone would tell you. And I think the answer is no. I don't think there's any cards that I really care about. Like the one thing I'm considering is taking out this Trove for a Dark Inquiry. Actually. Why don't they bring in Shake the Foundations? Shake the Foundations is actively great against their deck. I didn't see any Lords, and they have a bunch of X1s anyways. So yeah, Shake the Foundations. Get in our deck. And it's an instant too? Jesus. Opponent is going to choose to probably be on the play. Oh, oops. This hand. It has one of our sideboard cards, so I think we're going to keep it. It can't cast Hostage Taker, but not many of our hands are going to be able to cast Hostage Taker. Alright, we found Tomb Robber. That's nice. Also, Tomb Robber has added value of being able to like pitch Hostage Taker when we can't cast it. Alright, so we're going to play Dinosaur Hunter, say go. Buccaneer's Bravado was also a nice draw there. Like being able to give a pirate +1/+1 and double strike is going to be huge. So they play Blood Marcher. Well, we're going to attack and see if they are interested in blocking. This card is also really good. If they are interested in blocking, then we just Buccaneer's Bravado them. Yeah, they weren't going to block. And then we'll play Tomb Robber. We now have some extra swamps that we can pitch. Maybe it gets to the point where we start pitching Hostage Taker. Voracious, yeah, that's what I figured. I had a feeling that they were just like, yeah, Voracious Vampire. That's nice. Alright, so attack for 3 in the air, put us to 17. Dire Fleet Hoarder is a nice draw there. So I think we play the swamp at the very least. And then I think we attack with both. Actually, no, let's just attack with Tomb Robber. They can't block. We'll activate his ability, discarding a swamp. Traveler's Amulet will stay on top of our deck. Take 2, my friend, and then we'll play Dire Fleet Hoarder and say go. This way we can double block the Vampire. And if they want to, they'll probably eat the 2/2 as opposed to the 2/1. Oh, they have Baffling End. Well, who's Baffling End targeting? I'm assuming Robert. Oh, the Hoarder. Okay. So they just wanted to push in damage. Okay. That is good to know. So they're not going to attack, take us down to 4. Sure. So the tricky thing now is that with Buccaneer's Bravado, we can do like Temur Battle Rage shenanigans. Which are hilarious. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can attack for 8 this turn if we wanted to. I don't think we want to. I think what we want to do is play this Traveler's Amulet. Now we can attack. I don't know what attacking does though. So if we attack for 4, put them to 12, they then... What do they do then? I also have a land play to give, so I can go ahead and crack this amulet now. Because I don't see a well, do I see a reason that I want to cast Shake the Foundations next turn? I don't think I do. So let's see here. So actually, let's crack amulet. Get our island. Play the island. So we have 5 mana. If we draw a land, we can do Hostage Taker plus Bravado. So we attack for 6, or we attack for 4, put them to 12. Then on our next turn, we can use Hostage Taker, probably take the Sky Marcher. Bash for 4 again, put them from 12 to 8, and then Robert would be lethal. On our turn, we're getting attacked for at least 4, putting us from 13 to 9. Yeah, I think double block. I think blocking here is a bad idea for us, and I think we can win the race with a surprise Buccaneers Bravado. They do have Reaver Ambush, which is a card we do have to worry about. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so they attack for 4, kind of like we expected. Put us to 9. Follow up with Call to the Feast or something. Skittering Heartstopper. It's not a card I really care about too much. I can also just so I can either cycle the Shake the Foundation, or I can explore. But they're really holding up this Reaver's Ambush. So I think let's explore off of Shake the Foundation. Raptor. I do not want to draw Raptor. I'm going to put Raptor into the bin. Draw a card. Found a swamp. Alright, so now what do we have? So I can actually I have 6 mana. So I can Hostage Taker the Heartstopper, attack for 5. Then if they try to ambush the robber, I double strike it. They go to 2. They could also Reaver Ambush the Hostage Taker, but they wouldn't have an option if I cast this immediately. They could also have Divine Verdict up, which would be awkward. So if they have Reaver Ambush, and I Hostage Taker the Sky Marcher, they just get the Sky Marcher back on blocks, which is awkward. On the other hand, if I Hostage Taker the Heartstopper, play the Heartstopper, then I can't Bravado. I think I like this line, though. This line is a little better. So Hostage Taker. Take the Heartstopper. Okay. Well, I guess if they have Reaver Ambush, and they just kill this in response. Okay, so they didn't have it. We will play their Heartstopper. And I will go ahead and play around Divine Verdict by only attacking with our 2/2. Puts them to 10. Because with this Buccaneers Bravado, we can do a lot of damage really fast. Because, like, these each represent 4 damage. So they're going to go to combat. They're going to attack, presumably. With both. Okay, so we will block. Okay. Okay. They pass priority, we pass priority. They kill their Heartstopper, we keep our Hostage Taker. We go to 7. Your follow-up is recover the Vampire. Okay. Play the Vampire? Play a Cutlass. Oh, so they're dead on board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bravado makes roughly a bajillion. Approximately 1 bajillion. And then target pirate gains +1/+1 and double strike. Good games, opponent. Whew. Alright, that was round 1. See you guys in the next one. Hey everybody, John back with round 2 from the MOCS, and we are definitely going to be on the play. And this hand, okay, this hand's actually fine. We can find our black mana pretty easily thanks to this Traveler's Amulet. Yeah. I mean, we're not playing a turn 2 Dust Legion Zealot, but the rest of our hand matches up pretty favorably. As long as we draw our creatures, we should be in a pretty good spot. Our opponent mulliganed to 6, and then scryed. They scryed the card to the... Sorry for the ever-changing windows. And they scryed the card to the bottom. Alright. So we're going to lead on a mountain into Amulet, and we're going to say go. I mean, if we draw a swamp, I wouldn't feel too bad about just going Swamp Zealot here. I also don't feel too bad about playing out this island, yeah, and then just saying go. End of turn, crack Amulet for Swamp, then play Zealot. I don't know if there's anything that they'll play on turn 2 that I really want to Lightning Strike. Time Stream Navigator. Well, you don't do anything until much later. So you resolve. You can have your Time Stream Navigator. We want a swamp. Let's see. We will play swamp, and I think we just want to play our Zealot here. Draw an extra card, get a card deeper, find another land. Hopefully it's a Raptor, or it's a mountain, so we can play our Raptor or something. Recover's fine. Opponent plays a Forest, and are they going to serve? They're not going to serve. I am unsurprised. Let's see what we draw. We draw an Angrass Marauders. That's not who we wanted to draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Okay. For a second, I thought for some reason that our opponent may have been on 41 cards, but that doesn't make sense. So we didn't draw a land, which is unfortunate. So we're going to attack with our Zealot. If they block, I'm debating just recovering it so that we can draw a card and then get this guy back. Oh, they have a Swift Warden. Well, in that case, I'm just going to kill your Swift Warden then. I don't feel too bad about this. Swift Warden is annoying enough, being just a 3/3, that I don't mind kind of doing this instead. Especially in a Merfolk deck where they're going to have stuff like River Herald's Boon to make things bigger. Like, I just don't want that kind of negativity in my life. Yeah, they're going to attack for 1, attack us back, which is fair. We deserve it. They're going to follow up with Siren Reaver. That's a pretty good card. Land. Swamp. It wasn't the land that we wanted, but it does let us play our Frenzied Raptor in Sego. If they decide to attack with the Navigator again, I'll just chump block it. Opponent plays a Forest. And they're probably just going to attack for 3 in the air, which is something that I kind of expected them to do. And yeah, we're just going to take 3 right here. We've got answers for flyers in the deck. Like, we've got Unfriendly Fire, we've got Bombard. Followed by Shapers of Nature. Well, that is a card that I cannot let live. But I did not draw a land. Alright, so in that case, I think we just attack with Frenzied Raptor. Because we're not planning on blocking. Yeah, they didn't block either. I didn't expect them to, really. We'll play Grasping Scoundrels. And then say go. So it's 4 mana to put a counter on a creature, and then 3 mana to remove a counter, draw a card. I am envisioning a world where they're going to just put a bajillion counters on the Siren Reaver. Oh, they attack. They're attacking? They're attacking. So we're going to block and block. And then we're going to Buccaneer's Bravado, the Grasping Scoundrel, to give it +1/+1 and double strike. That way, even if they put one counter on it, we'll still trade. And then on my turn, I'll just recover the Dust Legion Zealot. Now, they may put a counter on the Reaver kind of as a going-away present, since this is dying anyways. This also very neatly plays around River Herald's Boon if they wanted to put 2 counters here. Okay. So damage for first strike, and then damage for regular damage. We take 3, go to 12. They lose their Shapers of Nature, which was a big problem. They play a Kitesail Corsair. And we draw a Mountain. Mountain's good. So I think my line is still the same. I think I still attack with Frenzied Raptor. We're also not that far away from being able to land a Marauders. They could trade their Kitesail Corsair for a Frenzied Raptor. I'm not thinking that they're going to. But they are. Interesting. Okay, that's fine though. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 permanents. Alright, let's recover the Zealot. And then, we draw a Stampeding Horncrest. That's pretty good. Then we'll play Zealot. Get a little deeper, draw another card. Find a swamp. But since they are playing blue, we do have to worry a little bit about counterspells. So they have a Cabina's Speaker. But they're just going to jam into the air for 3 again. We're going to accept our beats. Unhappy about taking our beats, but we're going to take our beats nonetheless. Yep, taking 3. I don't know why they played this first main, but you never know. Oh, didn't mean to go into combat yet. That's fine. So I really want to play this Horncrest, but I think what I'm supposed to do here is play this Raptor. Are you going to counter this? Okay. I was about to say, I mean, you could counter that. I won't mind. And then Dino Hunter say go. Now, something that we can actually think about. If we draw a land, this Angrass Marauders... Oh, they have River Herald's Boon? Sure. Is how much damage we can deal off of Angrass Marauders. And the answer to that question... Oh, they had Water Knot for Araska Raptor. That's less than good. Now they have the City's Blessing, so they can tuck this if they want. Alright, well... They have no cards in hand, so we're going to get this Cabina Speaker off the table. And we're at 4 now, so we don't really have any wiggle room anymore. But they have no cards in hand. So, main phase. Unfriendly Fire, the Siren. And now you have a 1/1. I am at 4. So this isn't, like just game over or anything like that. We're gonna take some beats from the Time Stream Navigator, which is fine. What is your follow-up? Soul of the Rapids. Well, that's a problem. Because we're at 1. Oh, no, we're not 1. We're at 3. Soul of the Rapids is lethal. I can play Horncrest and attack, but they're not going to block because they're not an idiot. I can play Angrass Marauders. But if I play Angrass Marauders... Excuse me. Then they just attack me for 3 in the air. My only hope is for them to be an idiot and sacrifice their Soul of the Rapids. But I don't think that they will. So I think my only line is to play Vona's Hunger and hope they sack Soul of the Rapids instead of sacking Time Stream Navigator. And I should do it now, or actually I could do another upkeep. So let's put a stop on their upkeep, because it is an instant. I can't do both of these because I only have 7 mana. Otherwise, I would totally do both of those. Upkeep. Vona's Hunger. Do they sacrifice the right creature? I mean, they should. Yeah, they sack the Navigator. I will go ahead and make them attack. And they got there. Alright. Next game. So, they are playing Merfolk. Shake the Foundations is not good in this matchup, so that's not something that I'm interested in. Dark Inquiry is actually something that I am interested in, because I can't beat the flyer any other way. Trove seems bad against them. I don't know why I even had Trove in the deck to begin with, but that was my mistake. Are there any other cards that I actively dislike in this matchup? I don't think so. Like, Golden Demise can just also be insane. Like, even if it doesn't wipe their board, if it just shrinks their team. Well, they have Water Knots. Do I have any creatures that get really bad with a Water Knot in play? I don't really do. I think I cut Dual Shot. Because sure, they have the Time Stream Navigator, and then like the Command Speaker, but the Command Speaker is going to be a 2/2 most of the time anyways. And I didn't see like a river sneak. So let's just do this. We're going to play 2 Dark Inquiries to get rid of their hexproof flyer. So for game 2, we would love to be on the play again. This hand is awful. This hand is better. We will keep this hand. They kept 7. I do not want another swamp. This hand is significantly slower than our previous one. They're gonna realize that our splash color was blue, based just solely on how that game kind of unfolded. All right. Well, I'm glad I bought him one of those swamps. I would not want to draw more swamps. More swamps. All right. So they go forest. Go. Okay. Hey, we drew a real card. We'll play Direfleet Hoarder. And then we'll say go. That's probably a signal to them that we did not have this in hand last turn, otherwise we would have played it, so this is probably our top deck for the turn. So this is them kind of holding up Swift Warden. Drew Raptor? Well, actually, if I attack with Hoarder, they play Swift Warden. They eat my thing. I get a treasure. I get to play Raptor. I'm actually okay with that. Upgrade my 2/1 into a 3/4. Yep, like I thought. Like I suspected. I mean, I could just Vona's Hunger them, but 3/4 can hold back a 3/3 pretty well, I think. Oops. Sorry, still in damage step. Swamp. Red. Black. Or Oscar Raptor. Say go. Ha, you gave me the second red source. You fool. Island into Miscloaked Herald. That's going to be annoying as well, but we have removal that can deal with Herald. Divine Shaper Mystic. Okay, that's more awkward. Yeah. That is sufficiently awkward. Well, we're not blocking a 4/4, unfortunately. Unfortunately. We draw a mountain. Alright, let's go ahead and Dark Inquiry them now, just so that we have an idea of what's going on. What? They have another Swift Warden? Jeez. And a River Herald's Boon? So they have Forest Island, Boon, Warden. And their pool is insane. So I think I have to take the River Herald's Boon, otherwise this Mistcloak Herald just becomes a 4/4, and I can't kill it. Well, I can kill it, but just not... I only have 2 cards in my deck that can kill it. So I gotta take it. But their hand is Forest Island, Swift Warden. But we'll play Mountain and say go. And this is not looking good. So they played the Forest. So they have 1 unknown. Oh no! Curious Obsession? Are you serious? Oh no. We're gonna accept our beatings. Jesus. And the worst part is, they still have a Swift Warden in their hand. Oh lordy. Okay, so we're gonna play this island. We're gonna attack with our Raptor. Like, they can flash in the Swift Warden to, like, trade it and Vine Chamber Mystic for it, but they're not gonna do that. They're gonna try to either save this for removal or save it for damage. I just want to play a 3/3 Swaggering Corsair. Say go. Like, we're so very, very dead. It is unbelievable exactly how dead we are. Oh, man. So, like, if I take this, I'm just dead to this next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, there's no way that I can get Ascend next turn. This is another instance where I need them to, like, make a major mistake. See, I was going to take it. Like, again, I don't think that there's actually a universe here unless I somehow manifest into my deck some, like, insane card that I didn't know was in there already. Draw. Bombard. Except the Bombard is too little, too late, especially with a Swift Warden in hand. And 2 other unknown cards that I don't know. I guess it's going to be better to make them have it as opposed to not. One of the big things I learned is to force your opponent to make mistakes. Sure, you have Time Stream Navigator. Like, they don't even need Navigator in this deck. Is the silly thing. Like, sure, you have a Time Stream Navigator, but you don't even need it. Okay, so they did this attack. Alright, so we are going to double block this. Say okay. We are then going to cast Vona's Hunger. So they agreed to sacrifice a creature. Sacrifice the Mystic. See if they forget. They're not going to, but you never know. Yep. And that is the game. Womp, womp, womp. I mean, yeah, they're actually really good. Like, they've got probably one of the best just pure Merfolk decks that I've seen in this format in a while. But, yeah, geez, that was pretty ridiculous. Well, We'll play a few more. There might be 1 or 2 X and 1s that'll make the top 8 here. There's 10 rounds, so if we lose again, we're probably dead to top 8, but we'll see how the next round goes. So see you then.